Hey everybody, welcome back to the Club Junkie podcast. Hopefully you have a great Thursday. I'm super excited because today is the first week of Thursday Night League. So I'm super excited. We're going to get into what's in the bag. It took me a while to put this together. But before we get into that, I just want to let you know this episode is brought to you by Titleist and the brand new Pro V1 and Pro V1X golf balls. How does the best get better? Well, we're going to find out because now there's a brand new Titleist Pro V1 and Pro V1X. The original launch of the Pro V1 was in 2000, so this marks the 25th anniversary of the Pro V1. Titleist R&D asked players what they wanted in the new Pro V1 and Pro V1X, and they said more spin on scoring shots into the green. R&D delivered, as both models give players increased spin, but they also provide more speed off the tee and more control with the irons. Many on tour are already teeing up the new Pro V1 and Pro V1X, including Ludvig Åberg, Wyndham Clark, and Will Zalatoris. New Pro V1 is a great fit for most players and a great place to start in your golf ball fitting process. Compared to Pro V1, the Pro V1X has a higher flight and firmer feel, and there's also Pro V1X Left Dash if you're looking for a flight similar to Pro V1X, but with much lower full swing spin and a firmer feel. Visit Titleist.com for everything there is to know about the new Pro V1, Pro V1X, and Pro V1X Left Dash. So, yeah, I am, like I said, it's a good Thursday. We are firing up league night. So every Thursday night, if you guys don't know, if you're new, if you just started listening, I play in a league on Thursday nights, just a 9-hole league over here. I live in Metro Detroit, and I've been playing in it for probably, I think, like 11 years-ish. I think I started in it had to be 13 or 14, so 12, 11, something like that years. It's been a while, and I got in due to my father-in-law. He played in this league. This is actually his first year out of the league. Him and my mother-in-law are fully retired now, so they're going to spend a little more time at their cottage, and he didn't want to have to come back just to play golf. So he's out. Had a few changes, a few new faces are going to be in the league this year, but every Thursday night we tee off about 5:00 and going to see what we can do. It's going to be fun. I love the league. The course we play at is called St. Clair Shores Golf Course or Golf Club. It is a public course. It is a muni that is stuffed in between a freeway on the north end, and then a subdivision or regular residential housing on the other 2 sides or 3 sides, however you want to put it. So it is not long. I want to say even tipped out. I think it's like 6,300 yards, something like that. I haven't looked at the scorecard in a while. We don't play the black tees, which are the furthest back. They literally make a difference on like 2 holes, and that's it. We play the blues, and there's a lot of the slightly older guys in our league who are fighting for them getting to play the whites. So everybody's trying to move up, but it's actually a course that gets a ton of play, and it's always in really good shape. So the greens are always roll well. They get a little bumpy by the time we get out there. We tee off. Our first tee time is like just before 5:00. They may get a little bumpy around the hole, but overall, like the course is in usually really good shape. And there's most of the holes are short. If you for the front 9, I don't need driver on all but 1 hole, the par 5 8th, and that's the longest hole in the course. And then everything else you can get around with hitting hybrids, fairway woods, heck, even irons on some of the holes. There are some tricky holes that can cause a little bit of problems. There's some water out there on certain holes that can definitely cause some problems if you're not hitting it somewhat where you want it to go. But like 3 is a tough hole. I mean, the tee shot's super, pretty easy. You just hit a little hybrid up the hill, like 220 at the most. And then you kind of make this right turn onto a green that has this huge step in the middle. And it's super narrow. There's about 12 feet between the green and OB fence left. You got to go for a creek, and there's a huge tree on the right side of the green to protect it. If you go right, and if you do flare it right or whatever, good luck getting over the tree. You're going to have to punch it. It's one of those holes that if you can hit just a solid wedge onto the green, you're fine. But if you get too cute, like I said, you tug it left a little bit or something like that, it's an absolute nightmare. And then the next hole after that, again, like I hit 4-iron off the tee. You only need to hit it like 200. You'll have 9-iron, 8-iron in, something like that. And huge pond on the right at I think it comes into play at like 225. So hit a 4-iron, and then you have like a little 8, 9-iron, depending on the wind or whatever, over part of the pond, and you're good. So I mean, there's some holes like that you definitely have to kind of, I would say worry about, but you just got to hit a decent shot and you'll be all right. But it's a fun course. And, I've gone out there, I've shot, a 233 and I've shot a 50. So it just depends on the night, what the wind's doing, and, how many of those kind of hazards and stuff you get around into. But yeah, so this is the start of the year. My what's in the bag, I'm going to do I don't know if I'm going to do it on here every week in terms of podcast. On the Golf the Barracks YouTube channel, though, I will do a video pretty much every week of what is in the bag for that week. And I can assure you, if you're new here, that it will drastically change every single week. I think I'm up to enough iron sets where I can almost get through the entire year. I'll double up maybe 4 times, something like that. I think I counted I was like 16 iron sets. So I could use a new one every week and almost not repeat. So we're going to switch a lot of stuff out between shafts, whatever, irons, wedges, all that. We're going to go kind of through a rotation because I like playing different equipment. So it's going to be a whole lot of fun. And I'll tell you what, this week it took me a while to put together this what's in the bag. And honestly, I was making changes up until the point where I filmed the video for today. That's on the YouTube channel. Up until then, I was changing stuff out. Like irons were like last minute in. I thought I knew what I was going to play. I took 3 different irons to the range earlier in the week, hit them, said, yes, I'm going to play these, and then switched it last second. So I've got something different in there. And kind of did the same thing with wedges a little bit. Had a different wedge, gap wedge in there, yanked that out right before I filmed it. And then, driver shaft, I was kind of up in the air a little bit about as well. So tons of changes. And this happens like every week. I will agonize over what's in the bag up until the absolute last second. And yeah, so when I go play, I do walk. It is like I said, a shorter course. Everything's kind of on top of each other. I walk. I've got a Moto Caddy, the M7 remote with GPS that I've had. I got that one last year. I had the M7 remote before that for about 4 years. And then I just got the GPS version last year. It's one of those electric push carts. It's got a little remote. You steer it around the golf course like a video game. I absolutely love it. It has turned into, like I said, the last 4 years of me using these electric carts, these M7s. It just makes me want to walk more, and it's great. And it's funny because so many people see me out there and they can kind of know me by the electric cart. One of the guys who's one of the starters and stuff, I forgot to charge it one time. And I showed up and I was jumped in an actual cart, and he's like, "What the heck? What's going on? Where's your cart?" I was like, "Yeah, I just forgot to charge it. We'll be all right." So I have a Moto Caddy, like I said, the M7 remote with GPS, and like I said, absolutely love it. The big screen on there with GPS is very cool. You can just walk up, boom, see it, you're good. I still do carry a laser rangefinder as well, just because I don't know, I just do. And then yeah, but the Moto Caddy is awesome. And then the bag, I use a Callaway Fairway Plus, which I'm using last year's model. They came out with some new colors and stuff like that. I have last year's. I got it last year. Have like my Club Junkie logo on the ball pocket, and I love that bag for push carts because that top it's called the low rider technology, where they have like the legs actually sit lower on the bag, and there's a big plastic piece right at the top of the bag, and that thing fits so well in that Moto Caddy. It doesn't flop around or move around. I've had bags that I put on there that have been like almost upside down by the end of the round from just jiggling around. This bag stays right where it is, and it's rock solid. So, and it's big enough where I can put all my stuff. I like to bring my rain jacket, and especially now, it's only going to be like 50 degree. It's like the high tomorrow is like 56 or something like that, 57. But by 5 o'clock, it's going to be definitely cooler. So I'm going to bring an extra layer and stuff like that. And it's a big enough bag where I can carry all my junk, but it's also light enough and small enough where I can stick it on a push cart, whatever, and have no problems. So, and it fits more than 14 clubs in the bag really easily. So that is what I'm rocking with to put everything in. And then laser rangefinder, I'm actually bringing the Canon with me. The Canon Cool Shot laser rangefinder. I tell you what, when I first saw that thing, I thought it was kind of gimmicky and dumb, but I actually really like it. It's weird. Like it's got stabilization, but when you click the button, you're actually looking at an LCD screen, like a camera. Like it's not like a lens, like a traditional one. So it's really unique, but I think it's really easy to get yardages. It's very accurate, and I've actually been a big fan of it. Bigger fan than I thought I would be. I thought it was just going to be gimmicky and dumb. It's not. It works really well. I know it's not cheap, but it works really well. So that's the stuff I rock with. Yeah, and then we go play our 9 holes. So we'll probably play the front nine on this course. Driver is only needed. I'll probably hit it twice, maybe once, depending on how things are going. With the wind, I guess, like if the wind's dead into you, like on one, you could technically hit it. I'll probably still hit 3-wood. 3-wood in the wind's into us, hybrid if it's downwind, or 7-wood when it's downwind. You don't really need a big shot. And if you miss it really far left, you can put it into the road, which I've done numerous times. And then, the only holes I'm going to really hit driver on are 8, maybe 6. 6 is a kind of a short par 4 that if you can carry it over the bunkers on the right-hand side as it dog legs, the ball will hit the kind of a downslope and run up right near the green. So, but it's protected by a huge tree on the right and some trees on the left, so you've got to hit it kind of like between the goalposts. But if you do it, you're rewarded with a really good shot. So, the front 9 is definitely the kind of the shorter. Back 9, you'll hit driver a little bit more. But it's, again, not a course that's crazy long. So we'll jump into what's in the bag. What's in the bag? We'll start at the top with driver, because this one, again, took me a little while. And, even shaft-wise, I kind of switched it up until the last second. But the whole name of the game, I think, this week is going to be forgiveness, trying to keep it in play. I haven't played actual golf on grass since the end of February, so it's been a month and a half. I've been to the range last week, or earlier this week. I went to the range, hit the ball terrible with pretty much every club other than like a 7-iron. So I'm just trying to keep things in the fairway and keep it consistent, trying not to lose balls or hit condos or any of that stuff. So driver-wise, we're going to go with the Ping G440 Max. So we're going to go ultra forgiving, try to keep things in play. And I do have to say, this driver I'm a big fan of. I love the sound and feel of it. I think Ping, which I never thought I'd say this, has probably made one of the best sounding and feeling drivers of the year. This is a 10.5 head, Ping G440 Max, 10.5 head, playing in the standard position. As you guys know, I have all fit, so I got the all fit tip on there, set in standard, so it's playing as 10.5, rear weight set in standard as well. And again, like I said, just looking for maximum stability, maximum forgiveness, trying to keep the ball in play as best I can. And this driver so far has been really good at that. It definitely does get up in the air pretty easily, which is nice. So shaft-wise, I'm going to pair it with is something brand new. I'm using the I think it's Atomax Atom. So they're a new company out there. They've got their shaft called the Atom, and this thing here it's a mid-launch shaft that is built with super high-end carbon, like Toray 1100G and some of these others, and then it's got actually kind of like thin wire that runs through it. That's I think it's like titanium nickel, and it's got a memory to it, so it helps with compression and flexibility while keeping flexibility, whether compression or stretch, and also keep stability on it. So interesting looks, kind of got this holographic upper handle, and then it's this like ion blue. I did hit it at the range earlier this week, and I hit it in the LST head. And I tell you what, it does. It feels really good. I thought it was kind of going to be like a little softer, like an Autoflex. It's not. It's pretty traditional. So far, really like the feel. It's smooth. It's stable. It's really solid. So we'll see how it goes in the Max. But this thing here is the 60-gram version. But very excited to try this combo out. I think it's going to be a good chance keeping the ball straight, getting it up in the air. Because the other thing too is like it rained a lot here. It hasn't rained in a couple days. It rained. I mean, it kind of drizzled last night. But the course is going to be slow. It's going to be wet, and the ball's not going to roll a ton. So trying to hit stuff in the air, hit it high, and I think the G440 Max I think was kind of the choice when it came to going driver this week. I almost did the TaylorMade QI35 Max. I was between the G440 Max, the QI35 Max, and the Cobra 10K, the DS Max K. So I was kind of debating between all of those, and at the last second, I was like, you know what, let's go G440 Max because it's just kind of known to be stable. So that's going to be driver. Again, I'm not planning on hitting it much other than maybe 6 and definitely probably an 8. The rest of the time will be other clubs, but we're going with that for the driver, and hopefully, fingers crossed, it will do well. Then we moved to 3-wood, and 3-wood again is one of those clubs that, depending on the wind and stuff like that, may or may not hit a lot. So it could be tee shot on 1, tee shot on 2, and 1. It depends if it's downwind and it's blowing, then I'll probably just hit like 7-wood or hybrid because it's a safe play. But 3-wood if it's a little into the wind or normal. 2 probably 3-wood. I might hit hybrid on 2 as well, again depending on the wind. And then maybe 8, depending on the drive. Maybe I have a 3-wood into the green. maybe on 9, depending on, again, kind of how things are laid out. But it's not going to be a club that has a ton of use. But we're going with, again, kind of that forgiveness style. We're going with the TaylorMade QI35, just the stock core model. So this thing here, I like the size and shape of it. It definitely does have a little different stretched out look compared to QI10. But I love that the face is deep enough where you can hit it off the tee. You know, it's deep enough where you don't have to tee it up crazy low. You can not worry about hitting it super high in the face. You can tee it up normal. But it's also shallow enough where you can hit it off the deck. And I was hitting it off the deck at the range earlier in the week, and liked what I was seeing. I was kind of hitting this versus the Cobra DS Adapt LS. So I was kind of hitting those side by side. The LS is like a little bit longer, but this thing here tends to go just a little bit straighter and a little bit higher. So yeah, really, I wouldn't say I'm crazy confident. It's the first time getting it on the course, but I like that it's got a kind of a bigger profile. It gives that feeling of confidence when you look at it. And like I said, you can hit it off the tee, hit it off the deck. Again, off the deck is going to be one shot maybe on 8, and that's if I'm feeling frisky and, depending on where I'm lying, or where I am, where my drive ended up and all that. But like the sound and feel of it. This thing here, when I hit it at the Kingdom off the deck, it was, easy to elevate, easy to get up in the air, and it should offer pretty straight ball flight. So I think it's going to be versatile. It'll do kind of everything. I was really debating whether to go mini driver in this spot. But if I'm not going to hit driver, I'm probably going to hit mini driver. So just decided to go traditional 3-wood. And this one here, we're rolling with the Fujikura Ventus Red. This is a 7X in here. Now it's a little short. It's 42.5 inches long, so it's playing a little shorter. So I may have to slap just a little bit of lead tape on the bottom to get the swing weight back up, because it does headwise feel just a little bit light right now. But I'll probably just slap a little bit of lead tape on the bottom and be good to go. But, shaft-wise, again, something that's stable but helps get the ball up in the air. And I've been a big Ventus Red fan for a while. I like the kind of the stiff handle section in it and all that. And then just set to standard settings on the hosel there. So QI35 core model or the Ventus Red is going to be in the 3-wood spot there. So then my next club that I moved to is 7-wood. I know a lot of people play 5. I go to 7. It's just kind of the way, I don't know. I wouldn't say the gapping's perfect on it. There's definitely a bigger gap between 3-wood and 7-wood. But the problem is, I feel like 5-wood sometimes is too long for the shots I want to hit with it, especially around that course. So gapping wise, it may not be the perfect gap in terms of yardage numbers, but for the shots I need to hit at this course, it works out. And actually, honestly, at the other course I play, majority of my golf at, it tends to work out in terms of the shots I need to hit. So even though there's a bigger gap, it tends to work out. But 7-wood, again, this is one of the ones I could have went a couple different directions with. And then I decided, you know what, we're going to go with the Wilson Dynapower Carbon. So this is one I just kind of got back when we had Golf the BRX do a trip down to Cabot with Wilson with some Golf the BRX members. And the guys on the truck were nice enough to build me this up because we were talking about 7-woods. And, I was like, yeah, the one looks really good. And they walked over right before we headed out to the course and stuff. We're like, here you go. So super nice of them to do that. So this one is the one, the carbon. So it's got the carbon crown, steel face and sole, a little forward weight for a little bit more forward CG. But this thing it's forgiving. It's long. When I hit it, when I first got it, really impressed with how long ago it was. Because the first shot I hit with it, I think I was just going to hit a shot for kind of like a little bit of like the video we were filming, and hit like a 3/4, swing, and it just nuked it. I actually hit it up on the guys in front of us. I didn't even mean to. I just didn't think it would go that far, but this thing's got some distance to it. It's really stable, and it's got a nice sound to it. It's a nice metallic sound, but I think really good fairway wood. It's going to be overlooked this year, but forgiving and easy to hit. It's 21-degree head. It is actually set to 0.5 degrees lower as one of the options on the hosel, and I did that just to make the face look just a little bit more square to slightly open. At the neutral setting, it looked just a hair shut, which my eye, square is shut and open is square. So I've set that just to minus 0.5, so it's basically playing at 20.5. And this is shafted up with a Mitsubishi Kylie 70 stiff. So a little lower launching shaft. It actually plays pretty decent. I didn't kind of know what to expect when I first got it with this shaft in it. I was kind of like, it's a little lower launching than I would usually put in a 7-wood. But hitting it, I actually can elevate it pretty easily there. But a really solid combo that I think should do well. And the face on this one, again, a little bit deeper, hit it off the tee, because like on 3, I'll probably hit it off the tee there. And then, potentially 4, depending on, the wind. And, the Ping G440 Max I love, but it's just got a shallow face. So hitting it off the tee just isn't quite as confidence inspiring. So we're going to go with the Dynapower Carbon 7 wood to fill that 7 wood spot. Now the next we go down to, from 7 wood, I actually go to hybrid instead of a 4-iron. I kind of stopped carrying a 4-iron a while ago. The 4-iron comes into play every once in a while and depends on the set and stuff like that. The 4-iron can come into play, but for the most part, I am playing a hybrid for my 4-iron, and the hybrid this time is going to be the Titleist GT2. This one here, again, going on the forgiveness stability thing, this is actually the most forgiving hybrid in the Titleist lineup. Yes, even more than the GT1. It's just in terms of size and the way they move the 2 weights out to the heel and toe, just adds a ton of stability to it. So very forgiving, very easy to hit. I was hitting this in the range, super easy to get high in the air. Now this one here is labeled, it's the 5 hybrid, which is the 24-degree head, but I do have the hosel set D1 to set down 1, so it's playing 23. So 23 is about what my 4-iron is for the set I'm going to play, and it actually kind of helps to actually get the ball in the air a little bit, this head. So easy to hit it high, land soft. This is, again, one that maybe I hit on 1, I maybe hit it on 2, and then 3 again, depending on the wind. And after that, maybe 4. I mean, it's like the first few holes I might play it, and then after that, I don't see myself hitting it too much after that. That club's just falling on me. So this one here, like I said, really good sound and feel. I love the shape. It's kind of got that mini fairway wood shape on it, where you kind of have that roundness to it. Gloss black, super clean as you'd expect with a hybrid from Titleist, but long, fits the gap really well, and I can hit it high enough to make it work. And then shaft wise is just the stock Mitsubishi Tensei 1K Blue that came in it. So I think it's just a 65 stiff. I think in my video on the YouTube, I think I said 85, but the eyes are not quite what they were a little while ago. So but we're playing this one, just stock shaft, and it's been really good. I haven't hit it really off the turf yet, other than at TPI when I was out there. So we'll see how it goes out here. Now irons, we're gonna go with again. This was one that I kind of jumped in at the last second to switch out. I was gonna play the Cobra 3DP Tours because I went at the range. I've hit those the best. I've hit those really, really well. And then I was kind of debating between those and say the P770s. And at the last second, I kind of said, it's going to be cold. I want a little bit more distance because as it's cold, that ball's not going to fly as far. So we are going with the Callaway Tie Fusions. Excuse me. So these are a set of irons I got last year when they came out, and actually played them, a decent amount last year. Really like them. For being a titanium face, they have an amazing sound and feel to them. And the one big thing with these, compared to some other irons that play in this category, like, the distance irons, these actually have some spin to them. So they actually spin a little bit, and they get up in the air pretty high. They're long. Try not to have to judge, between, say, wind, cold, whatever. And I've just slowed down as I've gotten older. So I'm trying to see if I can gain a little bit of that back here. But these irons here, I'm going to play 5 through pitching wedge. Really easy to hit, good sound and feel. They have a good stopping power. They just do a lot of things well. Now the finish doesn't hold up great, and I wish the longer irons had less offset to them. But overall, a really good package, thin top line. They're just really solid irons. And I think, playing again in the cold, all that, I won't have to kind of club up as much in certain situations with these compared to the P770s or those 3DP Tours. I think those, I'd be playing a club up due to the temperature, the wind, whatever the conditions are. And this one here, I can probably kind of think about it less and just hit the shots I need to hit. So going with the Tie Fusions, these are shafted up with the Aerotech steel fiber I-110s, the I-110 CWs in stiff. Good mid-launch shaft, easy to get the ball up in the air, nice smooth feel to it, and very consistent. So I've actually got a couple sets of irons with these shafts in them, and they turn out really solid, and they perform well with my swing. So I'm going to play 5 through 9 in those. And again, with those, we're going to play mostly the short irons, the par 3s, depending on the wind. You may get up to 5-iron on those, with that cold, if the wind's India. One of them can play up to like 170, so into the wind, all that, it'll probably play like 180. And then the other one usually plays a little bit shorter than that, like the 160s range. So, not going to hit a ton of long irons, hopefully. But, maybe on like the second par 3 on the front 9, we might get that. But the rest of it should all be fairly short irons going in. And the short irons look great. Not a ton of offset to them, but really, really solid, the Thai Fusions. So moving to wedges, and wedges are going to be a little bit of an interesting one because I'm going to play. Sorry, I'm just making noise here, beating stuff. Now, wedges are going to be interesting only because the gap wedge. So the gap wedge doesn't really fit, but it's going to be the Callaway, or the new Cleveland RTZs. And this is going to be, so the gap wedge is tour rack finish, and it's a 52 midsole. So the 52 part is going to be a little bit weak because we all know the Thai Fusions are super strong. I think they're like 43 pitch, maybe 44, 43 pitch. So they're kind of a strong one there. This is definitely weaker. I definitely need to get in like a 50 to maybe even 49. But I don't have my bending machine at the moment. I don't have a bending machine at the moment. So it's going into 52. I think it's going to be all right, though, because I don't see myself really running into shots that I need more than 52. 52 for me at a full swing will probably be just a little over 100, probably like a 105-ish. And those shots come around a decent amount on this course just because it's short. But this thing here, I'm really excited, gapping aside, just to see how these play, because I've hit them a little bit at the range, very little bit. I think the feel is really good. Now you're using crappy range balls, so I can't wait to hit them with like a real golf ball and see how soft they feel. Because they felt soft, they were just clicky, and I think that's all range ball. So excited to hit them out with a real ball out on the course. And also, with the grooves on these things, all that, they should spin really well. But the 52, I'm excited. It should be really good to play. I'm a little bummed that the tour rack won't rust, but it'll be cool to see the ZZ alloy and the face and the grooves and see what they do. This here will probably be more for full shots into the green or fuller shots, and then a little bit around the green. If I come up short, something like that, and there's nothing in front of me, I may hit a little like pitch or chip shot with this, depending on the lie and where the pin is and stuff like that. So this one should be interesting. Like I said, I'm going to have a little bit of a gap between this wedge and pitching wedge. But I'll try to just figure it out the best I can to go through there. So this will be the 52, which will be the gap wedge, and this is shafted up with a True Temper Dynamic Gold S400 or True Temper Dynamic Gold Tour Issue S400. So 132 grams, definitely a step up in weight compared to the iron shafts. So that'll be wedge number 1, and then we'll go wedge number 2 will be its sibling, the Cleveland RTZ. This one's in the black or gunmetal finish. Yes, it says Sand Slayer on it because I did a little thing asking ChatGPT what to stamp into a sand wedge. That's what it told me. But this one here, this is a 56 midsole as well, 10 degrees of bounce. I think it's 10 degrees. I can't really see it. My eyes are bad at the moment. So yeah, whatever. But it's a midsole finish, like that has some trailing edge, heel and toe relief. You can kind of open the face up. There's still some bounce there, but the leading edge is going to come crazy off the ground. Again, with this one, excited to see how it feels with a real golf ball, as well as kind of see the turf interaction between on this one and the spin around the green, because 56 is kind of my wedge. This is what I use for most of my shots around the green, whether I'm just off, kind of hitting little chip shots out of the bunker. Unless I'm really short-sighted, I'm using a 56 for most of those shots. So around the green and all that, this will be the club I use the most. I think from address, it looks really good. The leading edge just got a slight rate, curve to it, a little bit of roundness. It's not bad at all. But I really like the look of this one. And yeah, this one, I'm probably most excited to hit the 56 because we'll see just how it gets to play, the feel of it. Just like the gap wedge, excited to see what a real ball feels like coming off this thing. So yeah, there's the 56. And then this one is shafted up with the stock shaft, the True Temper Dynamic Gold Tour Issue Spinner Wedge Shaft. So I believe this is a few grams heavier than the S400, or being a few grams lighter than the S400. So we're probably going to go like 110, 132, and then down to like 127 or 125, whatever this thing is. So a little change there, but again, I'm not hitting a lot of full shots or all kind of partial shots, and the wedge feels good in my hands with that. So when it comes to lob wedge, I bet you're going to guess that it's going to be the Cleveland RTZ. So yeah, I'm going to go all three with these. This is the kind of the tour chrome finish, kind of a satin chrome. And this one, again, same thing. This is a 60 midsole. I believe, again, 10 degrees of bounce on this. Now this one here, I don't love it as much. I love the 52 from address. I love the 56 from address. When I set the 60 down, the 60's just got, it's just got too rounded of a leading edge. When I set it down, It's got that little jaunt for when you go from hosel into the leading edge, and it's straight, and then it just kind of jets out. And I don't love it. It almost looks like it has onset to it. And then like when you get up to the toe, it kind of flares out just a touch. So I don't love it as much from address. I don't have as much confidence in it, but this thing should spin like crazy, whether out of the rough, whether off the fairway. It should offer some good spin around the green and some pretty nice shots in there. But 60 for me, it really comes down to shots that are short sided, or you need to bring it in bring it in real high, stuff like that. I don't really hit a ton of 60s as like just a shot from the fairway. Like I'm going to hit 56 instead. So this one here, again, probably hopefully less use. I don't play it much out of the bunker unless again short sided or something like that. But I'm, like I said, excited to try these things out because I've heard a lot of good things. And, the last set of wedges from Cleveland, the RTX 6s, were really, really good. So excited to see what these ones do. And then for putter, we're going to go, I kind of looked at putter as the greens are, it's middle of April. The greens have not been probably, rolled and cut and all that. They're not going to be smooth. They're probably going to be a little slow. And let's bring a putter that kind of helps with that. So we're bringing the new Even Roll V 5.1. So their new V series. This is the 5.1, which is a plumber's neck mallet. And pretty cool, again, on the same thing, token of forgiveness. You look on the sole and all these weights on the back to kind of push that MOI, weights out in the perimeter, push that MOI up. But the big thing for this one, and I like how it sets up. It sets up really nice. It's got that kind of fangish shape with that bar in the back. But it looks really good from address. I like kind of the contrasting black and silver. It just kind of lets you kind of see that face angle and where it's aligned. The plumber's neck on there is kind of nice, kind of I-beamish with some of the weight milled out of it. But I like the big thing for me was the sweet face. Even Roll's got this sweet face, these horizontal grooves that are kind of different widths depending on where, depending on where it is from the center. And it puts a really good roll on the ball, reduces a lot of hopping and skidding and all that. And I've had I had a EV12 before, and I always felt like it was a little fast, like the ball came off a little quick and kind of went. So I'm thinking that this will be a little bit faster. Maybe you don't have to kind of force yourself to hit putts as hard or anything like that. And the distance control will be there, but a really nice mallet. I like the shape of it. I like the look, and I think it should be really good on these, slightly slower, slightly bumpier greens to kind of keep things going the way they need to go. It's just got a black steel shaft in it, and then on here has this kind of slightly oversized even roll grip on it, kind of like a Pistol 1.0 from Superstroke, but really comfortable in the hands, and I think they did a nice job with this thing. So really nice milling on the face and all that. And this is just a really good looking putter. So I think this should be really good and should roll the ball really well. And then for ball, I am going with something a little bit soft. I'm going to go with the Callaway Chrome Soft. So I figured that ball will be a little bit softer. It'll feel good, especially when it's cold out. And if you hit one thin or something like that, you're not going to get, your hands aren't going to just rattle. So I'm going to play the Chrome Soft ball. So it's long, it feels good, and it should have a decent amount of spin around the green to still have some control. So I think that ball will be pretty good to play. I was debating between that and the Bridgestone Tour B RXS. And playing that one, but I was like, well, do I want to throw that much spin in there if I'm hitting poor drives or long shots? There's going to be a lot of spin on there, and if it's windy, I don't want to deal with that. So I'm going Chrome Soft. Maybe I'll just play it a little in front of the hole, knowing that it might release a touch. But I think that's going to be a good ball for this evening's round. So that is my what's in the bag for week one of league. And yes, I will let you guys know how it goes next week. Maybe at the end of each episode, I'll throw in a little, league update of what happened the previous week, what I shot, what went well, what didn't go well, or what went well, what didn't go well. It'll probably be more on the didn't go well side. But I'm super excited. It's going to be a whole lot of fun. I'm also debating, there's this kind of app out there, and I'm kind of debating whether to use it or not. But it's this app out there called, what is it called? I got to find it now. It's called, I know, I got to put on my like reading glasses to see it because I'm so old. Called Par 4. And you can actually like track rounds and like follow the round. So I'm debating whether to use that to actually do a round and let people kind of track what I'm doing. So we'll see. We'll see how that goes and see what it looks like. And maybe I will do that this week. Maybe I'll do it next week. We'll see. So anyway, that's my show this week. Hopefully you guys have a good one. Hopefully this weekend, if you're celebrating holidays, great. Hopefully you get to see some family, friends. If you're not, hopefully you can play some golf, whether you celebrate or not. So go play some golf if you can. Hopefully it's nice there. And we'll go catch you up on what happened, league night, and 2025 should be a good year. So we'll let you know next week. Have a great weekend. See ya.